This is Whitney Merciless, NFL defensive end, and you are watching Before the Kickoff podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to Before the Kickoff Red Zone Blitz. Your host David, your host Jack, bringing you guys first round post-draft coverage. We're going to break down the top 10 picks, picks who we thought were surprise picks by certain teams, and who we thought were teams that came out winners in the first round. So breaking down the first 10 picks, there weren't really too many surprises. I thought Mark Barron at 7 to the Buccaneers was not a reach, but I thought that was the biggest surprise in the top 10. Jack, I know you are a Dolphins fan. What did you think about the Ryan Tannehill pick at number 8?
I was pretty much without a doubt going in there looking at the 8th pick. You know, Tannehill's on 95% of the mock drafts. You know, when I was looking at the NFL Draft Lab, I knew we were going to get Tannehill. I wasn't shocked at all. The thing is, a lot of people say it's a reach, just completely divided within the fan base. I think the majority of the fan base is in favor of Ryan Tannehill. And the funny thing is, our last first-round quarterback that we drafted was none other than Dan Marino himself. He was drafted 27th overall. And, you know, this is a really good fit. I mean, Tannehill couldn't have gone into a better team situated, you know, because he over at Texas A&M. First of all, his head coach is now his offensive coordinator, and second, he was running a pro-style offense over the same West Coast offense system that we're running over in Miami. So he'll fit in like a gem. And you know,
go ahead.
You're obviously not going to see him start until you'll see him in the preseason, but he won't start for at least a year or two. Matt Moore, David Garrard, they'll have a lot more motivation coming into the camp to, you know, produce more numbers and secure that starting quarterback position. But the thing is, both of them are on their last year of their contract. So regardless, I don't think we signed either one of them, and I think I see Tannehill starting for us after this year.
So when looking at how the first round broke, maybe like towards the first half of the first round, was there any pick that you thought was a perfect match with the team that drafted him?
I thought Michael Floyd pairing up with Larry Fitzgerald over in Arizona was a pretty perfect fit. I thought it was a tad of a reach. I didn't think I was going to see Michael Floyd go in the top 15, but you know, Arizona he didn't have any other chances, so they snagged him. I think it's a really good overall pick. They got a really good. They gave Kevin Kolb really dangerous weapons over there, and if they don't satisfy him enough and he doesn't put up those numbers next year, I mean, there's really nothing to do with Kevin Kolb. They got to get rid of him.
Yeah, they have question marks there at quarterback in Arizona. A pick that I liked was Luke Kuechly to the Panthers. All their linebackers always seem to be hurt with John Beeson and a couple other guys. So, I mean, Luke Kuechly was just powerhouse production at Boston College. He had over 500 tackles in 3 seasons. I mean, I thought that was really impressive. So, I think they got a really good player in Luke Kuechly. But watching how the first round started to break down, the first pick that I thought was really questionable was Bruce Irvin at 15 to the Seahawks. A lot of people, you know, thought Bruce Irvin over Shea McClellan, Courtney Upshaw, some defensive ends like Chandler Jones and Whitney Merciless, and a lot of people had him as a second or third round draft grade. What is your opinion on Bruce Irvin and the Seattle Seahawks at 15?
You know, that's definitely, in my opinion, the worst pick of the draft, not to mention Seattle actually traded with Philadelphia to get there in the first place, so not a smart move by Seattle, in my opinion.
Yeah, I didn't like that pick either. Another pick I wasn't too sure about was the 49ers at 30. They drafted A.J. Jenkins, a wide receiver, over Stephen Hill. Stephen Hill was more of a production wide receiver who put up some impressive numbers at the Combine, but I was surprised a little bit to see A.J. Jenkins go above wide receivers like Stephen Hill and Ruben Randall. I don't know if there. I mean, was there any other player that you saw was probably a bit of a surprise in the first round?
Looking back at it, you know, not really.
What about David Wilson at 32 to the Giants?
Well, actually, I think the surprise pick for me was David DeCastro with Pittsburgh, going to Pittsburgh. I didn't think he'd fall that far.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I thought he would go maybe like to 17 or 21 when the Bengals had the 21st pick. But
yeah,
then
I thought he'd go to the Bengals too, but they traded with New England, so
Yeah,
they obviously had other intentions.
Speaking of New England, that's who I wanted to hit on next because I think they're the winners of this first round. They traded up with the Bengals to grab defensive end Chandler Jones, and then they traded up again with the Broncos to grab Dante Hightower at inside linebacker. Stacking up on the defense in the first round, they probably gave away a couple picks in the second or third. I'm not sure exactly, but
I think it was the third.
I think they came away. I think they came away as the winners in the first round.
Definitely, especially that they're stacking and using those picks on the defense, because that's definitely the area of need. No doubt about that.
Now, one thing that I wasn't, if you think about how the Patriots are on defense, they gave up a lot of yards in the secondary. I'm surprised they didn't go after a cornerback or a safety. One prediction on my part earlier in the last couple of weeks I had was the Patriots packaging both 27 and 31 to trade up for Mark Barron, but that didn't happen. He was already gone at 7 to the Buccaneers. But nonetheless, they did do a good job. I think they got two great defensive players to stop the run and help them out in the pass rush with Chandler Jones.
In my opinion, I think the Vikings won. I mean, they were the winners straight from the get-go, the early winners in the first round after acquiring 3 extra picks and still getting the left tackle and Matt Khalil that they wanted all along. Khalil gives Minnesota a Pro Bowl caliber left tackle. He's definitely the best offensive tackle to come from in years out of the draft. Since Jake Long, in my opinion, in 2008. That'll definitely help Minnesota a lot next year offensively.
And then you can't forget about them trading back into the first round with the Ravens, and they also grabbed Harrison Smith at safety. I thought that was an impressive move on their part. They needed to shore up that secondary in a pass-happy NFC North. So I thought it was a great move by the Vikings to grab Harrison Smith. He was a second-ranked safety in the draft. So all in all, I say the Patriots, you say the Vikings. I agree with both. So that's all we got for you guys with Before the Kickoff Red Zone Blitz. Tune in the next couple of days. We'll bring you guys our second post-draft coverage video. That's all we got for you guys. Have a nice day.